Curtis.
Welcome back.
Do you love me?
But yeah, no, it's because it was funny that why am I sitting like this? I forgot we're recording on the camera. What is this? Is this just guys cast reflections? Reflections? You should call
This
reflections.
is
Reflections.
Yeah. We're reflecting on a bunch of stuff.
Because Sim and I had this like super like 3-4 hour long talk yesterday, which I said we should record this every 10 minutes. Because we should have, because we got so much good material of us talking about stuff. But anyway, no, it's funny because like the last two reflections, remember you were saying like, oh, I just say the same shit every time. But what
We
we
say
talked,
something different today.
yeah, like what we talked about yesterday is like at least it's the beginning of you thinking about it a little differently due to like whatever else is happening in your life. Simran, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Brad's the same. Brad doesn't change. He's just this.
Yeah, I'm
But I
Brad
feel like if I hope that if I follow through on what I said yesterday, which I'll talk about more, I guess, after you kind of intro more or whatever. But I hope that will trigger you and push you harder as well.
Well, like
to talk, like no, to
reflect,
for us to,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Brad's actually no, like
for us to get in here, like today when
Yeah.
we got here, like we were sitting and then remember you're like, oh, are we gonna do seeing double? Like, if not, we'll just do it at the gym. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And then as soon as we said, yeah, let's do it, we started getting ready. And we had like the stuff we could do done. So it's like when you get here, we'll just put the other shit up.
yeah, all this was set up when I walked in.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
But you didn't see anything. So.
Yeah,
No, but it's like,
No.
that's a joke. You don't need the praise. You just like that's your job. Do your job. But that's what it's turning into for me. It's like I have my actual job,
Brad.
but like this is gonna be another job. And like when I treat something as a job, it's like I need to do the things that I said I was gonna do when I took this job essentially. And that's what I was talking to you just now
Yeah.
about like the way I manage people is like I expect you to do what you're supposed to do. And when you don't, that's when I'm gonna get mad at you. So like I expect you to edit seeing doubles.
Yeah.
And when you don't, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing?
So here's the thing. So to add on to that is, I feel like with Sim and you taking on that role of like
Pushing,
management,
I guess?
yeah, like spearheading stuff and whatnot. I feel like my role isn't so much to
It's not like spearhead though. It's just more like proactive. That's
yeah.
what
So with you guys being proactive and all that, sure. Sorry, that's the right word. That's
you work under us.
Yeah,
Like,
you're beneath.
It's me, Sim, Zach, all up here,
Yeah.
and then you're here.
As a worker, yeah. As an owner, I own the entire thing. But as a worker, yeah, no underneath. No, but I actually was thinking about this like even today. Like Sim was like, me and him were talking when Sim was like, yo, let's set up, and we were like setting everything up. And I can tell that like Sim, like when he has the drive, it's like get shit done kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you're very much the same way. Like you're like when you need. Like,
Sim has this thing where it's like very binary. It's like when we're doing something, like we're doing this. Like this is what we're doing.
when
like,
you're editing yesterday, I'm like, I'm finishing this episode.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna finish this.
Doesn't matter how long this takes, I'm gonna fucking finish this.
Right?
It's I
Or
don't
like,
wanna-
or like, I'm
it's-
gonna go to the gym today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the gym today.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm playing games today. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just doing this today.
yeah.
But it helps me. Like it's a gift and a curse. Is what I'm gonna
Yes, I
right?
agree.
It's
Wait,
a gift
you're
in the
saying?
sense of like I get shit done, but it's a curse in the sense of like it stops me from doing all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's
But
like,
that I mean, that's not really like a. I don't know.
it
Anyways.
depends what I fucking
Yeah,
put in my
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm gonna do
blinders
nothing
to
today.
kind
I'm
of
doing nothing
right?
today, and I
Yeah.
can't do anything else
Yeah.
because I'm doing nothing. No, but I was gonna say is, and Kurt's very much the same way. When it comes to that, like when like he has to get shit done, he like gets shit done. I think that for me, it's gonna be leveling you guys off, like working with you guys, because I was with Kurt yesterday and we're editing yesterday and the day before
Sim was
yesterday.
I was there too.
No,
The day
sorry, the day before yesterday.
Oh.
Me and Kurt were editing, and we sat down, and we put in like 4 hours or whatever, and we finished a shit ton of stuff. And then yesterday we were also editing, and Sim was there, and we are doing like a group edit. But it's that thing where it's like, this can't ever be something that's not enjoyable. Like, there has to be work that gets done.
Yeah.
And that's like the main. That's like the number one thing. Obviously, of course, like shit has to get done, or
Yeah.
none of this means anything. But at the same time, if it becomes not toxic, but if it becomes like too much work and not enough enjoyment, you'll like guaranteed you'll burn out. Like that's
Yeah.
like, and so
Well, that's with anything.
anything, right?
And
so
then
I-
like the burnout comes easier on things that you don't really care about. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the burnout on this might, like if we actually like just put away every other responsibility we had
Yeah.
and just grinded, and then we compared it to like the job that we're currently doing, and we did the same thing with that. It's like we'd burn out way faster with that than with this. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we care more about this, right?
of course,
So
of course.
To me though, like so you can finish what you're
saying. So I was gonna say is like I find my role would be
preventing that burnout.
Yeah, to help keep shit lighthearted, and that's not to say like I won't, like obviously I'm gonna be doing hopefully just as much work as you guys.
Yeah.
You know, editing and all that stuff, but like I can see already that like you guys are, and just personality wise, like when you guys like Sim's a little bit more jokey than Kurt, but like when you guys are both working, you guys work. Like you guys are very fucking
let's do it.
Work, yeah. And yeah, I feel like my role is gonna be to also work, but to annoy you guys with jokes and stuff to remind you guys that.
Well, do you mind if I?
Yeah, go.
So, because what I want to say to that though is, it's not so much of a. It's basically like it's end goals, like our end goals aligned, and then at that point it's macro micro shit, right? This is a page out of Gary Vee shit again, right?
Gary Vee here,
like that.
But so obviously in the micro it might seem there might be times where it might seem like I'm trying to be like, okay guys, let's fucking get this done, and you guys might be like, oh fuck yeah, we gotta get this done, and it's kind of annoying, might feel like work and whatever, right? In the micro it might feel like that. Like there's a lot of things already that sometimes feel like that, like I said, like transferring footage is annoying, like or like I have to charge the battery, like you're like fuck, right? I have to go grab the alcohol from my house to make seeing that, like certain things in the micro are like right, but in the macro, the end goal for me, like that's just part of the things you need to do. To make the video, I need to transfer the footage, right? But again, this is like, what are our end goals? Are they like, so for example, for you, if it's not so much of like, because it takes you know what it takes to get there, and we have to do these things, right? But that might mean in the micro, and a lot of times it might mean we have to work hard and not be laughy, funny, jokey all the time, right? So, but that's if your macro is that goal, is that we want to make this something, we want to blah 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 all this stuff, right? But if you're too caught up in the micro where you don't like it, and then your end goal is not that, and you want to just be jokey, laughy most of the time, then it's not. Then our end goals aren't aligned. Then.
Okay, but no, I get what you're saying. I didn't mean so much like like jokey, like not take shit seriously. I mean like just like our
I think you mean make an environment like the actual environment that we're working in
is.
But then I want to just like I would say that's not just your job, right? That's all of us collectively together understanding what we're doing.
Yes.
Right, and understanding that we have to put our effort into actually working, but we can't let it get to the point where the environment is literally just work all the time, right? That's like you need breaks of like you need a fucking break sometimes, which is fine. We can have that, but it just can't take away from what we set out to do.
Of course.
So if we set a goal for the day, if we're like we need to do this, right? We need to make sure we finish it in like whatever amount of time. Like whatever time we have, we can section off stuff to do other stuff or whatever. But at some point, we need to come back to the thing we're doing and finish the thing we said we're gonna do. And like I don't ever want it to turn into like we're doing the thing and then we start joking for 2 or 3 hours and then we're fucking tired. And we're not gonna finish it. Right?
And it's not like that. Like the perfect example is when you guys direct an episode of Front Desk.
Yeah.
Right. Like everyone knows that you guys are like writing and directing and producing like that series, and everyone knows like in between takes, like me and Zach and whatever will joke around and like we'll all be joking and stuff. And as soon as you say action and like we're back to work, we get shit done. By the end of the day, we're done the episode. But it's like keeping it lighthearted.
That's fine.
That's it. Like that's all.
But I also think in the times that we have done it, episodes that we filmed have taken longer than they need to sometimes because we spend too much time. Like it's great, it's fun, I have a great time doing it. I don't want to take away from that part of it, but like it feels like the days end up being so fucking long and like we still have a little bit left to finish and we're at the end of the day and we're like we have to power through. Where sometimes I feel like if we just fucking work like all those whatever for the first 2 hours and then we do whatever we want afterwards, like then we have all the time in the world to do what we want, but like we accomplish our goal for that day. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was saying too. Is like if we get the job done, like if the job is a 4-hour job, and then we spend, like Sim's saying, we get the 4-hour job done first, and then we have all the rest of the time.
Because my mentality has always been that.
Because like I said, like as long as we get our exactly right, like as long as we get our shit done, I'm down to like joke around and shit like that. But that said, like more importantly, I think thinking about work in a different way, potentially like a more productive way, is like I know like. We talk about certain parts of editing, for example, isn't terribly enjoyable, right? But it's that, what the fuck was that beep?
Oh, the speaker.
Oh, but like, you have to be careful of like how much the work is enjoyable or not, because like, to me, it's like, if it's that whole classic like passion thing, like if you're passionate about it in the macro at least, then the work won't feel as like grindy. So then you won't need to feel like, oh, I need to like take a break and like joke for like 2 seconds. Because in the macro, you're like, this is feeding towards this goal that I want, right? Yeah. It's that motivation thing. But all of it too, you can say like, I know you have a different, like a similar, it's like, it's kind of like a perspective where you're saying like, it all feeds towards that goal because we're also trying to be lighthearted about it, but be very careful about whether we're getting the work done or not, right? Because there's like, yes, we're keeping it lighthearted, but if the priority one to get the work done isn't being accomplished, then it doesn't matter.
Of course, and that's why I said like at the start of like when I made the point, it's like the work is number one, of course, and to get the shit done is the most important thing. But it's like for me, like I already know that like I also see things differently from you. Yeah, differently.
We'll use that in front desk.
Differently than you guys. When it comes to like things like editing, seeing double, like even just cutting it down usually takes hours. And when I'm by myself, I find it super tedious. But like I'll still get it done, but like way slower. But like even though it's super tedious, sometimes maybe most of the time I don't really know. It like when I'm with you guys and we're editing, I can get a whole episode done right there. Like when we were sitting down that day before yesterday, and we edited it. Because like to me, it's just whether it's tedious or not, as long as you guys are there and it's.
You're a very environmentally driven person.
It's super like environment driven. Like for me, for those of you who don't know, I work graveyards and I have opportunity to edit episodes, and that's usually where I get episodes done. But
it's just more enjoyable and more productive when everybody
is together working, and Kurt's in front of me and Sim's beside me.
Because it feels like like you're going. This is going towards something because we're all working towards
together,
something.
and I don't feel I'm not just responsible for myself. I'm responsible for everybody else because everyone's depending on each other to finish videos, right? So. Like I work 10 hours.
It's like those animated, right? Like one character's like pushing the rock, and then his buddies come and start pushing the rock with him, and he's like, like.
Exactly. Like it just feels like I already know that I get 10 times as much work done in the same amount of time that I would get by myself done just seeing you guys work. And so for me, it really doesn't matter if it's tedious or not as long as I'm with you guys. So that's the thing. So for me, when I say lighthearted, is because I know if you're super like just like you're in it to win it and you're in it to win it and like nobody's really having a good time, like my attitude towards it will be like, yeah, like the team's here, but damn, no one.
Well, I just want to say that like for me, like that in it to win it, like that focus for it to me that is enjoyable. It's kind of like, I don't know why, but like sports comes to mind. Like
it's like the grind.
If I'm like fucking like if I'm training, practicing like whatever, like my cardio or whatever, like on my face I don't look like I'm not laughing and I'm not smiling and whatever, but I'm enjoying training my cardio. Like that's like doing a sprint, whatever. Like I'm enjoying that process, right? Even if I'm not laughing, smiling, and having a good time, I'm enjoying that because I want that, and that's how I see this, right? Is like even if I don't look like I'm laughing and smiling when I'm being serious on the set of front desk. It's work that I want to do, clearly, because we're not like there's no benefit off of this except for we get to make something that we like making.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, it's not. I just don't want you to confuse like focus and grind work for we're not having a good time.
I totally have like we've all worked together for what, like a couple of years now, a year and a half,
like 17 years.
17 years. No, but I know what you guys look like when you guys are working. I know what you guys look like when you guys are focused. I'm talking about like when you guys are like.
And I also think that's something that you bring. We've said this too. Is like I think that's something that you bring to the table, like that I don't have, is like a positive energy, right? Like when I'm feeling down about stuff, like you can come in and be like, no, we still got this. We still have this, and like when we lost the footage, you always have a good tone to like try to bring the energy back to like a positive place.
Thanks, man.
But that's true, right? That's something that I'm not very good at, right? That
it's also very important.
Yeah, right. Like I lack that as like a leader or whatever. Like I don't have that trait. Like I'm not. I can maybe be like motivating, but it's not in that positive such whatever kind of way like that you have. So I think that's important. It is very important for us to have. Did you want to talk about? So Sim might be kind of thinking about this a little differently. Up until now, it's been
like I talked about my mentality now. It's gonna be a job for me. No, but not in the sense of like fuck, I have to go to my job, but like in the sense of how much time I'm gonna put towards it. So I downloaded Premiere before I came here.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask if like I guess the vlog, like the only thing that is left to edit for Front Desk is the Starburst episode, and honestly, like if you can edit that, that'd be
Sunburst. Great. I'm just kidding.
If you can edit that, because like I wasn't there and I don't know like, what you guys are thinking, but like I know you have vlog shit that you have left over, so I was gonna ask to get that because that's easy to edit too, so I can learn more that way.
Yeah.
And then like I was like in the shower and I'm like, well, like if we get it kind of going, right, and I can push myself to do it, we can have it where we have every Friday we'll have a video that's either Front Desk or Seeing Double. We can have the vlog twice a month like we originally planned to have it.
Yeah.
And then whenever we have these podcasts, we'll just put up on like a Wednesday, right? So we have like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or we have 3 days where like we could possibly kind of release stuff. And when I think about it that way, it's like it's very doable if I can just like actually do it. And I think I will. Because I need to, especially now that I'm saying it on fucking camera. Whenever I say I want to do something, I hold myself accountable to the fact that I said I want to do it. Because the one thing I hate being is a hypocrite in that sense of like I'm gonna do it and then I don't do it. Right? Unless something comes up that's stopping me from doing it, like actually.
I also think this is something that which I'm leading into other stuff, but you know, like not that video games are. I love video games and I play video games for hours, but you know, sometimes we get those like we play games for hours and we're like, what did this amount to?
Yeah.
Whereas this is something where you spend time and you actually feel like I've made a video, like I'm a finished product.
Well, there's a sense of accomplishment or like fulfillment because you like had a thing that you wanted to do and then you did the thing, right? Video games can give you that, like they can give you that in little bits, like that little dopamine
when you make
of like
it to platinum or whatever.
Yeah, like when you have that little rush, you're like, fuck, I got this or I did this, but like. That's all. Like you have it in a fake digital.
Well, no, but I think that is something to care about. Like for some people, that's relevant.
Yeah,
like
it's definitely.
But anyway, what I was leading to was what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So like what we were just talking about is like in Gary Vee trip. That's the dirt. Like that's what it's gonna look like. That's the work that we're gonna do, right? Like you download a Premiere, but I think what's more important and more like interesting for people, and I mean we can just cut this out, which I'm not gonna get into specifics.
Yeah.
But at a point where you are with your job, you feel like you don't really want to progress too much higher necessarily.
Or I feel like I can't progress too much.
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
It's apparent that it's not going to get any better than it is right now. Whereas the thing I told you yesterday is like I see growth in this. And like anybody that you see that's making content that is out there and like actually pretty prominent, you don't ever see them regressing. You just see them making more and more stuff and getting bigger and larger. So like it's almost like the sky is the limit with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas my job, there's just the point I've gotten to at the company I work for. There's that point, and I'm not gonna go any higher than that. And I can feel that from the people that I work with. And it's like upper management wants to keep me there because they know I'm good at my job, and they want the place where I'm at to be functioning and good and like making money essentially. So they don't want to move me up. They don't want to put somebody else in there that might not be as good as me.
Yeah.
And I can feel that off of them because they hire from outside instead of within, essentially for upper management now.
Yeah.
So I'm getting more and more of that vibe. So I want this to be my thing where I know that it can get bigger. Like there's like I can flex my muscle, like, or I don't know how to say it, but I can just be more.
Well, also think there's that. I mean, not that this is to be taken for granted or like underestimated, I should say. But there is the like we can be in control of this in a lot of ways, like a lot more than your job or whatever, right? Yeah. But again, like I don't want to take that for granted, like underestimate that because there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that. Like we were talking about in the last one about ideally we have multiple revenue streams, like 5 different ads, merchandise, subscribers, all these things.
Patreon, yeah.
But like. even like one is hard to like maintain, let alone 5 of them. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. And when we're at the top of whatever, that's all us. That's all us responsible having to do the work for all those things, right? Yeah. So not to underestimate that, but at the same time, there's the freedom of, and the like, you can be like proud that this is your thing, that we did, right? But yeah, I mean, like,
I was just gonna say it's
yeah.
I just want to chime in real quick. No,
I mean I can tell you the specifics of what's going on in my job after. I just don't want to put
no worries. No, but I was gonna say is it with the recent events with Sim and Zach and stuff like that, it actually as like just from an internal, like just from like for me personally.
Just so you know, me and Brad actually planned all of those things to happen so that we could have more of
you guys killed Greg. Like, you can cut it up, but show Zach.
No, but it actually has made me want to work harder. Like yesterday and the day before yesterday, like even just like us being together, and because usually it's me and Kurt just editing and stuff like that, but to have Sim there yesterday editing the episode, and I was talking to him on the phone when I was driving home, and I called you and you're like, no, I'm just gonna finish this episode. I was like, oh, like Jesus, like that made me want to work.
Yeah, you're like, you want to come back.
Yeah, like I was driving back, and then like,
but at that point in my head I was like, I did my job, you know, like that's the way I work. It's like I finished my goal today, so I'm pretty done. So and that's the thing, like I think you were sleeping at that point, but I was gonna like straight up come to your house and like do some more editing because it was just like, holy shit, like
it's like addictive, inspiring.
We're getting somewhere, so you want to keep that train going, like you just want to power through, right? And so it's just like that feeling is such a great feeling because it for people that are watching that, like, you know, want to make content and stuff, like a lot of people think it's really easy. And it's like it's really taxing and
like why don't you guys just do gym humor? Like why don't you just
make 36 videos? And I'm like, bro,
sure, bro.
To put it into perspective, 1 7-minute seeing double, it's like an hour and a half of filming, and then like 10 to 15 hours plus of editing, and then making like all the thumbnails and the photoshops and all, like, and then putting it out. You put in like 20 hours for a 7-minute video.
I mean, we'll get faster. Like we'll get faster at it.
But I mean, at the beginning, like which is like specific. At the beginning, if somebody just said, you know what, these seeing doubles are like, I want to make one. Yeah. First, you have to find people to film it with that want to come and film it with you.
Yeah. Also, it's really hard to be on camera the first time. You think it's easy to just be on camera and be funny but you realize, think about it. When you go to your friend's house and watch them play a video game, are you that talkative? Are you talking all the time? Like, really, you're just kind of watching them, and then you'll make a joke every 10 minutes, maybe.
Like, we're fucking hilarious.
And then,
right? No, but it's crazy because the amount of people that go like, "Oh man, you guys are so natural." Like, if they only saw the hour and 40 minutes of just garbage. Yeah. Like, we take like an hour and a half down to 7 minutes. So
it takes us like 20 minutes to get warmed up. 20 minutes, like, we just sit there and we're like, what? And then nobody laughs. Like, I guess it wasn't funny. Then
swing and a miss.
Yeah, swing and a miss. Like there's so many jokes that fall flat on its face, and there's so much work that goes into it, and then that can get like really, really taxing. And like you do that for what? Like we've done 30.
That's why it's always so funny because every episode, like no matter what, every episode will always feel like, because it starts off with that an hour of like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of jokes. Yeah. So we're always just like, I don't know if this episode's even funny. I don't know if it's any. And then you show it to someone, they're like, actually, it's pretty funny. You're like, oh, thanks, because they don't know all of the
garbage
stuff
that like got cut out. And stuff.
And then after you figure that out, after you figure out how to talk, you have to figure out how not to talk over each other. Like you have to figure out that all 4 of you are working together, and you're not all trying to make. Like, it's not just make noise. Yeah, it's not like it's like I'm gonna make a joke and then the other guy's like, well, he made a joke, so I'm gonna make it. Like, it's not that. You have to fucking. It's a unit, right? You're all helping each other be funny.
It was crazy,
except for when you use the same jokes over.
Because for the for the first maybe 5-10 episodes, we were so bad. Like it took us so long to become a cohesive like unit in terms of like making jokes because everyone wanted to get their jokes up. Yep. Everyone wanted the punchline. Everyone wanted like to be the biggest like like Joker, but it's not like that at all. And I love when people come up to us and go like, "Yo, I watched that episode; it's hilarious." Or like, "Yo, like should I think like can like do you think it's like easy? Like it looks so simple. It looks like you guys just do it for fun." And I'm like, Yeah, no, it's a lot of work, man. Like people don't understand how much work goes into it,
Yeah.
and so like just editing for 20 hours is already brutal as it is. So when I see that like Kurt and Sim are there editing with me, I'm like, damn, like and they'll be editing their shows and I'll be editing Seeing Double, but it doesn't matter. Like just having them there working.
Well, again, macro, it's all the same thing.
Yeah, like
right?
we're all going to the same goal. We want this to grow.
Guys making videos.
We're literally just guys making videos, and it's
that's when we are the truest form of guys making videos.
Yeah, like every piece is Exodia, right? And you have to have them all together. Yu-Gi-Oh fans, but no, it's like if it's just guy making video, it's really hard. But when there's guys making videos,
it's true. There is no just guy making videos.
Yeah,
what about guys making video? One video.
We've done that before. That also is all right. But when it's guys making videos, we're in our purest, truest form, and I'll tell you guys right now, if you have a good group of friends and you guys have been friends for 17 years, and you guys just fucking work well together, like bust your ass and do it, man. It's worth.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a big thing is like it's harder than you think in terms of just like coordinating your friends together too, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like not everybody. You realize like not everybody wants to put in that kind of work. Right? But I mean, just because we only have like a couple minutes left, I was just gonna say like, and I've said this to you guys already, but just it's nice to have it on record that at this point I am very like proud and like happy in the direction that we're going, like from where we were at the beginning and all of our ups and downs and the rides, and there'll be more ups and downs and stuff. Like I remember like back when we started the first stuff, like there was one part where you actually were like, I remember you said this to me, you're like, man, I feel like the dream's dying, and it was only like a couple months in, and it was just kind of like everybody gets that, because there's obviously that first, you get that, it's like when you first work out, you're like, I'm gonna get in shape, and you work out for like a month, and then you get kind of lazy, and then that kind of happens. Right?
You don't see results
in like a week.
Yeah.
You get a week of gains, and then the gains like don't come as
like
fast
anymore.
And you're like, what is not working? What's going on? But it's like it is. It's just
that's a huge thing that a lot of people don't see. It's like when you're putting in hundreds of hours, right, on whatever amount of episodes, and you're not seeing or not getting the results that you thought were gonna come super easy, the followers and the subscribers and all that. It's the opposite of motivating, demotivating.
It's demoralizing.
But it's just the perspective that you have to have for that, though, is that, like I said this to Sim already, is that like every piece of content that's like value or whatever, like a good piece of content, everything you make, even if it's not valuable to people, like it's still good on you to like improve your skills and something like that, to make something. But every time you do that, it's just another at bat, like it's another swing, right? And the more you make, that's more like, because like tomorrow, not that this is the goal, but tomorrow, like any video could just blow. Yeah. You don't know, right? But obviously, preferably, like I prefer the slow build of like slowly just continue doing what we're doing and slowly build from that. Because I'm a little bit worried about having the one-off like blow up thing, because then we're accountable to that thing now, and we're trying to recreate that. Like you make one Tide Pod video, now you're stuck doing Tide Pods, and then the trend goes to somewhere else, and now you're trying to chase the trend. Like it's not you, right? Like you don't get to just be you. But it's like like I said, every piece of content, right? It's just, it's like money in the bank. You're like just putting money in the bank every time you make a piece of content. Does that make sense? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like we only have like 2 minutes left, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with the way things like Sim. Like having that talk with you yesterday, that's like really motivating too, to like see, because before this was just like a hobby in that sense, right? But you see it, like it's almost like you believe in it more, like you believe in this as like a thing now. Not that you didn't before, but it's more like this is more part of you, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and the more you believe, the more like Santa Claus with a sleigh will get power. Did you ever watch Elf? Where people have to believe. Yeah, people have to believe in Santa Claus for the sleigh to go. Like that's what this is. You're Santa Claus, and no, I don't know what the fucking word.
But if we all believe, though, that's true.
We're all Santa Claus.
Yeah, no, but that's really what it is. Like for me, it's the ups. I'm like, yeah, me and Kurt are working. Yeah, like Sim and Zach and everyone, we got together, we filmed an episode. Cool, like and then it's like, okay, now I have to work, and so it does like, but like now it's like.
But if there's more of us too, it's kind of like, because between me and you, it's kind of like the ups and downs. There's just 2 of us holding the ship. But then with everybody else, it's like even if somebody's slumping, we have the other 3
to hold it up, and that's what I'm saying. The more people that like Zach and Sim, for example, like now that like they're more on board and stuff, it's just easier. It's just better. I
This is
feel
what
better.
we wanted.
Yeah, we're stronger as a unit.
Yeah.
Where's Zach, by the way?
I think we should end it there. That's perfect. Perfect ending right there.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right.
To end it off on where's Zach, by the way?
All right.